po sir, ito po ang aking sagot sa aking exam in fish nutrition. Number 1. Importance of fish nutrition. To know the possible diet of the fish that you are culturing. Growth, reproduction, activity, and health. To know disease resistance or hormonal imbalance. Number 2. Important of feeds in aquaculture. Ang aking pong sagot is nutritional balance, feed, and adequate feeding are important factors that maximize fish productions and probability. Number 3 question. Why do aqua feeds need to be environmental friendly? In what way? Siyempre ito po. Minimize the populations and benefit both environmental, aquatic, and land or terrestrial. Explain the major consideration in formulation of feeds for sustainable aquaculture. The two most important factors to consider in formulating a feed for any aquaculture species for improved production are nutrient requirements and feeding behavior of the fish or shrimp. Feed formulation is the process of combining different feeds ingredients in proportion necessary to provide the fish with proper amounts of nutrients needed at particular stage of production at a reasonable cost. Explain the sustainable approach to aquaculture. Siyempre, focused on environmental, economic, and social sustainability to improve capacity building and utilize land effectively for the aquaculture sector. Number 6 question. Why are amino acids called the building blocks of proteins? Amino acids can break down or hydrolyze into a number of basic units called amino acid or AA, made up of lots of tiny building blocks. Amino acids, when joined together, will form a long chain of protein called polypeptide chain, which will form the building blocks of protein. Number 7. What are the 10 essential amino acids? So these are the 10 essential amino acids: arginine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, tryptophan, threonine, tas valine. Explain the classification of proteins in terms of form, solubility, and physical properties. So, ito po yung sagot ko. Globular proteins are most soluble in aqueous system. Fibrous protein consists a long chain of polypeptides. Simple proteins yield only amino acids of their derived when hydrolyzed. These groups are different by solubility in various solvents such as water, salt, solution, alcohol, and by other characteristics. Conjugated proteins yield only amino acids and non-protein components when broken down by hydrolysis. Number 9. Importance of amino acids profiles in fish nutrition. Fish nutrition contains about 65 to 75 proteins on a dry wet basis. Dietary protein of 10 constitute the principal and most expensive item in fish diets. The free WA or amino acid released from proteins by the actions of digestive enzymes are absorbed in essential tract and used by various cells to build and repair worn out tissues. Excess amino acids are used as energy source or converted into fat. Number 10. Define the term lipid. Name the two major functions of lipids. So ito po yung lipid. Lipids are the diverse group of organic compounds that are important components of plant, animal, and microbial membrane. Functions of lipids: source of metabolic energy, adenosine triphosphate or ATP, They contain approximately twice the energy of protein and carbohydrates. Source of essential fatty acids or EFA, which is important for growth and survival. What are the important types of lipids? Briefly define each component. Simple lipids, true fats and oils are ester or fatty acids which glycerol. Compound lipids, phospholipids are also called phosphates. Contain phosphoric acid and nitrogen. Derived lipids, as the term implies, derived lipids are those formed from the hydrolysis of simple or compound lipids. Number 12 questions. Why does the type of lipid required to warm water fish differ from cold water fish? Cold water fish have much higher level of fat in fat than warm water fish. The fat level allow the cold fish to stay warm in cold water. Although fat do not seem like a good thing to eat, that fat found in the most cold water fish is healthy type of fat. Which among of the species studied requires more on 6 rather than 3 fatty acids? So, ito po yung sagot ko sa number 13. Freshwater fish species. Number 14 questions. Differentiate between a saturated versus unsaturated fish fatty acids or by polyunsaturated versus highly unsaturated fatty acids. So, the difference between saturated and unsaturated fatty acids are saturated fatty acids lack double bonds between the individual carbon atoms, while in unsaturated fatty acids there is at least one double bond in fatty acids chain. Saturated fats tends to be solid at room temperature and from animal source, while unsaturated fats are usually lipid and from plant source. What are the functions of carbohydrates? So, carbohydrates are the main source of heat energy. Carbohydrates such as starch, flour, alginates, agar, carrageen, and gums are also used as feeds binders to improve water stability of fish and shrimp diets. Number 16 question. Distinguish between lipid and carbohydrates. Lipid serves as long-term energy source and are typically used at slower pace than carbs, which provide rapid energy. Important nutrients for living things include lipids and carbohydrates. Number 17. Give 3 classifications of carbohydrates and give one example of each. So number 1 is monosaccharides, 1 sugar molecule. Disaccharides, 2 sugar molecules. Polysaccharides, more than 10 sugar molecules. Number 18 questions. What carbohydrates type is the principal component of the exoskeleton of insect and crustacean? Chitin is the most abundant aminopolysaccharides polymer occurring in nature and is the building materials that give strength to the exoskeletons or crustaceans, insects, and the cells walls of fungi. Number 19. Name of the important binders for aquaculture feeds obtained from seaweeds. Alginates, agar, and carrageenan are extract from seaweeds. The giant kelp, Gracilaria, and Capapicus These are the important binders in fish and crustaceans diets. Number 20 questions. If lipid gives twice as much energy as carbohydrates, why then should carbohydrates be included in the diet? Because carbohydrates provide the body with glucose, which is converted to energy used to support bodily functions and physical activity. Number 21. Name some good carbohydrate sources in fish diets. Starch, flour, alginate, agar, carrageenan, and gurgam. Number 22. Briefly explain the energy balance equations. Energy balance is simply the relationship between energy input and your energy output. The complete energy equations looks like energy input calories in energy output calories out energy balance. Number 23. What is the ATP? What is the functions? ATP is a molecular that carries energy within cells, and it is end product of the process of photophosphorylation, adding the phosphate group of molecules using energy from light, cellular respirations, and fermentation. So the source of ATP is functions in energy source. Number 24. Give 3 examples of energy requiring biological process. So ito po yung ATP, RGL, DNA. 25. What are the factors that influence the energy requirements of aquatic animals? Factors known to influence the energy requirements of aquatic animals include water, temperature, metabolic rate, and consequently maintenance energy requirements. Increasing with temperature, animal size, metabolic rate, and consequently maintenance energy requirements. Number 26. Define the term vitamin. What is the general functions of vitamins? So vitamins are a group of substances that are needed for normal cells functions, growth, and development, helping to fight infections, wound healing, making our bones strong, and regulating hormones. Number 27. Distinguish between lipid soluble and water soluble vitamins. Name the vitamins that are lipid soluble. Name the vitamins that are water soluble. So ito po yung aking sagot. Lipid soluble vitamins are slower to dissolve and excess is stored in the liver, while water soluble vitamins are quickly absorbed with the excess being released. Name the vitamins that are lipid soluble. Vitamin A, D, E, and K. Name the vitamins are water soluble. The water soluble vitamins include vitamin C and vitamin B complex, thiamine, riboflavin, ricin, pantothenic acid, pyridoxine, biotin, folate, and cobalamin. Number 28. What vitamin plays are important role in calcium and phosphorus metabolism? The vitamin D systems plays a crucial role in calcium and phosphorus. Number 29. What are the 3 groups of minerals? Give examples of each question. So these are the 3 groups of minerals: metals, semi-metals, and non-metals. What are the general functions of metals? Minerals plays a key role in the maintenance of osmotic pressures and thus regulate the exchange of water and solutes within the animal's body. Number 31. What correlation exists between an anatomy of the digestive tract and feeding habits of fish? This is a strong correlation between the anatomical structures of the digestive tract and the feeding habits of the fish. herbivorous fish that depend on fibrous food such as phytoplankton and the microphytes. Deeper anatomically and behaviorally, carnivorous fish that consume meat and the other more digestible feeds. Carnivorous fish have a relative simple that short gut with thick mucosa for absorption. Herbivorous fish have a necessary masticatory apparatus or other physiology adaptations to help in breaking down plant cells walls before the digestion process starts, and long thin gut to increase gut retention time and enhance digestion and absorption. Number 32. What are the 4 types of feeding behavior of fish in their natural habit? Herbivores, detritus, feeders, carnivores, and omnivores. Number 33. Describe the step and enzyme involved in protein digestion. Protein are the hydrolyzed into amino acid or polypeptide chains of a few amino acids with the help of enzymes known as protease. The process can occur in acidic or basic pH. B. Lipid digestion. Lipase hydrolyze ester linkage in triglycerides, the end products of lipase activity and glycerol and fatty acids. Lipase are detected in the pancreas, pyloric, ceca, intestine, and liver. In milkfish, lipase has also been detected in the esophagus. Milkfish essentially and pancreatic lipase appear to have a 2 pH optima, pH 6.8 and 8.0 and pH 6.4 and 8.6 respectively. Carbohydrates digestion in fish and crustaceans. Carbohydrates digest complex carbohydrates and are found in fish intestine. They are very important in herbivorous fish because of the high level of carbohydrate in plants, which act randomly cleaving in the chains from within. B analysis which cuts the chain dextrimase does not work. Which cuts the chain at every 2 glucose in units. At the branch point, another enzymes destructs does not work. Number 34. Discuss the factors that may affect digestion and absorption of fish. Extrinsic and extrinsic factors can alter the efficiently or digestion and absorption. These are those involving the feed itself, feeding practices, as well as the prevailing conditions of the digestive tract. Yun lang po, sir. Thank you.